In our dystopian landscape of contemporary video games, rife with loot boxes and microtransactions, it's rare to find a quality full game experience on the market that has no strings attached. For those of us who want to have a good time playing games without having to put a second mortgage on the house, there are various outlets that can be explored for cheap or no-cost interactive video stimulus. And thanks to generous developers with maybe a little too much free time on their hands, there exists an ever-growing catalog of free games with source code available for ease of multi-platform access. Today I'd like to discuss 5 of my personal favorite open source games, some that I've played off and on for many years on countless different electronic platforms. We're going to focus on games with accessibility on a wide variety of systems, not just for PC operating systems like Linux and Windows. I'll be sure to mention some of the systems that you can access these games on, and links for further reading will be in the description. Without further ado, let's check them out! Number 5, Freeciv. Sid Meier's Civilization series is a hallmark of turn-based strategy gaming, and not many games can come close to its quality of gameplay. Here we have an open source adaptation of Civilization, and to me it appears to closely resemble Civilization 2 on the surface. I've wasted hundreds of hours playing Civ 2 in my lifetime, so this game is only a natural fit for my tastes. The true beauty of this open source title is the versatility of gameplay tweaks and customization options, ensuring that you can have a different experience every time you play. In addition to PC ports, you can also play Freeciv through a mobile or PC web browser with up to 500 players. You can even play by email, notifying you when your turn becomes available. If you're a RetroPie fanatic like myself, it's even available natively on RetroPie using 0j's RetroPie Extra script. There is so much on display with Freeciv that it can be a little daunting to sink your teeth into at first. So if you're looking to get immersed in this one, I would definitely recommend reading up on the Freeciv wiki to brush up on your civilization conquering skills. Overall, if you're looking to relive the glory days of classic Civilization either by yourself or with a few buddies, you absolutely cannot go wrong with this one. Number 4, SuperTux. As you can probably tell from a quick glance, this is an open source Mario clone with the Linux mascot Tux appearing as the titular character. The graphical style seems kind of cheap looking, but this is overshadowed by the tight run and jump gameplay that you know and love. Thankfully, there is native controller support on the PC, making it a much more enjoyable experience than having to play on a keyboard. Just about everything that you'd expect from a Mario game is present here, from an overworld dividing out each level to sprite-swapped enemies that behave just like the ones that you'd encounter as the Mustachio Plumber. It seems that the main game contains one overworld of snow-themed levels with a boss battle rounding out everything at the end. Some levels even contain some nice parallax scrolling effects, though that's not exactly an eye-popping feature in video games anymore. In addition to the main story mode, there is a bundled collection of extra user-made levels, as well as a level editor if you want to take a crack at your own custom content for the game. The game also has mod support in the form of add-ons, allowing you to make use of downloaded level packs and custom tile sets. In addition to PC versions, you can also play SuperTux on RetroPie, modded handhelds like the PSP and 3DS, as well as modern mobile platforms. Though be advised that the PC releases are generally the most up-to-date and complete versions of the game. If this kind of gameplay is your cup of tea, you're in for hours upon hours of platforming fun with this one. Number 3, Freedoom. This is not a standalone game, but rather a complete replacement of every single asset included in Doom, ensuring a completely copyright-free experience. Everything from the sprites to the music and sound effects is freely distributable content. You'll need a Doom source port that can load custom PWAD files. For example, I'm using GZ Doom on my PC to record this footage. You can blast your way through 2 fully fledged single-player campaigns, as well as a collection of deathmatch maps with Freedom. Freedoom also allows the user to load mods and maps in conjunction with itself to play all kinds of custom content. If you haven't legally purchased the classic Doom titles and have been wanting to try some of those mods out, now you have no excuse not to rip and tear. For someone like me who's played Doom and its sequels for many years, the textures and sprites in Freedoom seem a bit jarring at first, but they're not offensive or completely out of place. Just about all the previously existing Doom enemies and items are here as sprite swaps, so once you figure out what's what, it's really not hard to get used to the aesthetic. I've had success playing Freedoom on PC, modded handhelds, and mobile platforms. So as long as your system can play Doom and load custom WAD files, this is the premier way to slay pixelated demons to your heart's content if you don't legally own the commercial Doom WADs. Number 2, OpenTyrian. This game originally existed as Tyrian, a 1995 MS-DOS commercial release, and it was regarded as probably the best vertical scrolling shooter available on DOS. Later in 2004, Tyrian was released as freeware, which started getting the ball rolling. Then in 2007, a small group of developers began the OpenTyrian project around the same time that they were granted the source code, and the graphics of Tyrian were made freely distributable under a Creative Commons license. Thanks to that, I've been able to load this game on just about every system I've got, from computers and modded game consoles to mobile devices and handhelds. The basic gameplay revolves around upgrading your ship, blasting through countless enemies, and defeating the boss at the end of each level. There's quite a few levels to fight through, as well as progressing ship upgrades that keep you spending your hard-earned coins. The music included here is easily my favorite of any shoot 'em up I've ever played. It complements the gameplay very nicely. You can play the standard story mode, single-player arcade mode, or even multiplayer locally or over network if your version of the game supports it. And one more tidbit, there are even unreleased Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color versions of this game now available as freeware on the creator's website. Whether you're looking to try out shoot 'em ups for the first time or are a veteran of the genre, I can't recommend you enough to download OpenTyrian and have yourself a blast. Number 1, Battle for Wesnoth. Here it is, my favorite open source game and the one that I've probably spent the most time on over the years. If you're a fan of strategy RPGs in any capacity, you will feel right at home with this one. At the core of this game, human and CPU players take turns moving their units strategically along a hexagonal grid, controlling advantageous terrain and dispatching enemy units as efficiently as possible. The base game contains 16 single-player campaigns of varying difficulty, set in a prototypical fantasy world of elves and orcs. Though that alone is more content than you can shake a stick at, Wesnoth also allows for custom maps and scenarios to be played in single and multiplayer. You can download mods from the official server right in the main menu, and the game also includes an intuitive map editor for making your own custom content. Checking out the server browser, and it appears that there are still quite a few online players, a distinct benefit for at least some people. I've had a lot of fun playing single player, but it is a joy to load up some custom scenarios and power through them with a few buddies. This game is available on PC platforms as well as both Android and iOS supported mobile devices. All in all, Battle for Wesnoth is easily the most rewarding, replayable open source game that I've ever played. Hey, thanks for checking out my short list of open source video games. There are tons more games like this out there, so if you guys like this list, I'll probably make a part 2 in the near future. What are your favorite open source games? Be sure to let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and why not take a second to subscribe? I'm trying to get back on schedule putting videos out at least every couple of weeks, so stay tuned for more. And if you want to help support my endeavors, consider contributing over on my Patreon page. Alright guys, that's all I got. I'll see you all next time.